Hey everybody, Prepper Nurse 1 here. Today is Wednesday. It is the 23rd of June 2021. Here's Mr. Max. I got cats coming. Hold on a second. Who's going in? There's Buddy going in. What about you, Max? Coming? No? Alright. Alright. So, anyway, alright, so some sun, it was some more sun earlier, but now we got some darker clouds there, but behind there is not too bad. So I don't think we have rain in the forecast today. But before we get into everything, I want to remind everybody I will be live streaming tonight at 8 p.m. So I would ask you all to join me then, and we will have a good discussion. And we're going to talk about some things. I got a couple ideas, but you'll have to tune in to see. Definitely one thing I'm going to be talking about for sure is what's going on in the Philippines. We'll be talking about that for sure. And if you don't know, maybe look it up a little bit ahead of time. But this topic I want to talk about today, right now, is, I think, probably one of the most important things when it comes to a post-event. Okay? And we're going to be very frank. We're going to talk about it very candidly. There's Mr. Lucy. Hey, Luce. We're going to talk about it very candidly, and we're going to be honest with ourselves. And I want to definitely get your guys' feedback on this, okay? In a post-event, if you have a group or you have a loose affiliation with some people, who is the person in your group or in your family that is willing to do the dirty work? We're talking about the dirty work, okay? Willing and able to do the things that other people are not willing and able to do. It's going to be very, very important in a post-event. The time for all hugs and kisses and all that type of stuff is going to be over in a post-event, because in a post-event you're going to have the haves and the have-nots. The have-nots are going to want to have what the haves have. Like that, say that 3 times fast, right? And so you need to have somebody in your group that is willing and able to do the dirty work. And I'm not just talking, guys, about people that say, oh, well, I will do this and I will do that and blah, 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 blah. I'm not talking about that type of individual. Because usually 9 times out of 10, those type of individuals are blowhards. I'm talking about the individual that right now, in this day and time, within their lifetime, have done the dirty work. I'm going to give you a little bit of a history lesson, and I'm going to explain why it all pulls in to today. When I was younger and things needed to be taken care of, I was always the one in the family that the family came to take care of things. And I'm not going to get into great detail what those things were, but it was the dirty work, okay? And I did it because I did it for my family. Until I realized at one point that I was being used after a certain event happened. And I said, for them, I'll never do it again. Now, for my own family, for the people in my group, absolutely have no problem doing it, okay? I was always the one. I'll give you an example of one thing, and this kind of ties into today. So, if somebody had to have an animal put down, I was the guy. I put that animal down. Never had an issue with it. Never, I take zero pleasure of putting an animal down, but I'll do what's necessary. And so last week, and this is just an example, last week Becky makes a decision after her dog bit somebody for the 10th time, the 10th bite. And luckily for us, it was Margie, my sister. And so Becky made the decision that she needed to have Rosie put down. So she didn't want to take her to the vet because they charge like ridiculous amounts of money to have that animal put down. So she asked me to put Rosie down. I put Rosie down today. Okay? I don't like doing it. Like I said, I get zero pleasure out of doing that. But again, I will do what is necessary. And that's just one example, okay? That's just one example. But, you know, I don't like doing that. I get, like I said, I get no pleasure from it at all in any way, shape, or form. But again, I will do what is necessary. And it was necessary, unfortunately. The dog was also starting to have a lot of health issues. She was 11 years old. And, you know, but anyway, you know, when the time comes in a post-event, you are going to need to have someone that is willing to be that person, is going to step up and do what is necessary. So I don't want to hear in the comments, I'll tell you right now, because I just, don't blow smoke up my behind, I'll be honest with you. I have zero respect for that, none whatsoever. I don't want to hear the boast, the grandiose talk of, well, I will do this and I will do that, because that holds no water with me, none whatsoever. Doing what's necessary, you've been doing it all along. And some people can and some people can't. And so when life gets crazy, which I truly, folks, I truly believe that it will, okay? I really, truly think that it's going to get very, very insane very, very soon, unfortunately. Who's your go-to guy? Who's the one? I had my buddy Steve was talking, this is several years ago, and he was talking to somebody in his location. And he's down in Maryland. And so he was having this conversation with a buddy of his, and he was telling him about me, and that I was a prepper, and that I was living off grid and stuff like that. And so his buddy goes, oh, he's one of those crazy, you know, lunatic type of people. And my buddy Steve said to this guy, listen, if something ever happened in this world, something bad happened in this world, and it was the end of the world as we knew it, and he goes, and I had to pick one guy to have at my side, he said, I would pick Ed. And the guy said, why? He goes, for the simple fact that Ed will do what is necessary. You know, you better have that mindset, folks. You better wrap yourself around that. And I'm not, you know, this is no joke, and this is not playing around. This is not pretend tough guy stuff. This has nothing to do with being a tough guy. This has absolutely nothing to do with being a tough guy. You are going to have to do things that you never expected that you would have to do in life. And somebody in your group or your family is going to be the one to step up and do it. And I'm going to tell you what, for me personally, I have zero issue of doing what I need to do to keep the ones that I love and care about safe. If I have to do the dirty work so that my daughter can put her head down at night and sleep comfortably and not have to have bad dreams or nightmares or think about the things that she had to do, all right, I'm going to do what I have to do. And that's not being boastful. I've done it my whole life. I've done it my whole life. So, you know, it is, we're getting close to that time, unfortunately. I really do think we're getting close to that time. So, think about who in your group is going to be that person, that go-to person. It doesn't necessarily have to be a man either, just so you know. It could be a woman, too. Person willing to do what is necessary to protect the family, the group. Now, I know people will say in the comments, well, if somebody who's trying to hurt my family, I'll protect my family. Of course you will. Absolutely. You should. Absolutely you should. But when you capture those enemy, when it is time to make that decision of what happens with those enemy, are you willing to do what you have to do at that point when they're unarmed and they're not shooting back at you? Are you willing to do what you need to do then to keep your family and in your group safe? It's a whole different situation when somebody's shooting at you. But once you've captured them and they're begging for their lives, you're going to be able to do what's necessary. I want you to think about that. Really, really think about that. Because that's what it's going to come down to. And hard decisions are going to have to be made at that point. And somebody's got to make those decisions, and somebody has to carry out that task. All right? Now, I'm sure we all have somebody in the family that's not wrapped real super tight, that is a little bit of a loose cannon, if you will, that is going to be willing to do the dirty work. But somebody also has to make that call, and that's a lot of pressure on people as well. A lot of pressure on people to make that call to do the dirty work. It's easy enough to say, hey Charlie, go ahead and shoot those 3 people. And Charlie just walks up and shoots them, doesn't blink an eye, doesn't think about it. But you made that call. That's on you. That's your decision. That's your call. He may have carried it out, but he did it because you told him to. You're always going to have people willing to do that part of it, okay? But it's just something to think about. I'm not trying to be a gloom and doom person here in any way, shape, or form. I want you to think. I want you to be in that mindset and ready to rock and roll when that time comes, and realize, holy crap, Prepper Nurse 1 was right about this. Holy crap, Prepper Nurse 1 was right about that. Not that I'm some kind of super expert. I just, because being a Gemini and being an air sign, I think. I have a rising sign, which is also an air sign. My moon sign is also an air sign. So what I do is I think, and then I think some more. Okay? And so that's what happens. But anyway, join me tonight. We're going to have a good discussion. Hopefully we will, anyway. I think we're going to talk, well, I'll break it down. You'll see it when the time comes. And, but hang tight, guys. Be safe. Prepper get together, excuse me, coming up again, just a reminder for everybody, the 17th and 18th of July. If you plan on attending the Prepper get together, please shoot me an email at preppernurse1@yahoo.com. You can come and stay at Greg's property, boondocking, with your campers or a tent on his property, and that's going to be free of charge over there. And so you can come in on the Friday, spend the weekend, and then go home on the Monday or leave Sunday night or whenever you decide you want to go. Definitely take advantage of that if you would like to do that as well. Okay, again, if you plan on staying on Greg's property, please shoot me an email. Let me know. We need to know ahead of time so we can get like a head count and all those type of stuff. Get a porta potty or something like that up there as well. So definitely let us know what you plan on doing. Again, it's going to be a Sanye American Legion on the Saturday, all right? And on the Sunday, it is going to be at Letchworth State Park in one of the pavilions up there, and I will let you know all that information as we get closer. So anyway, you know, it's funny, one thing I got to mention before I do jump off of here. Oh, and I do want to talk about my website real quick, preppernurse1@yahoo.com. We have the Prepper Nurse 1 community. Definitely take advantage of that as well. It's a great resource that we set up for you guys. It is free to register. No credit card information is asked, but it is private, so you do have to register. Definitely check that out. Also on my website, we have the Forefathers, which is the CBD and hemp store. Take advantage of them as well. If you'll go to my website, preppernurse1.com, you'll see the Forefathers logo on there. You click on that, it will take you to their website. If you decide to make a purchase there, you can save 25%, or I'm sorry, 15% when you check out by using the discount code PrepperNurse1. Okay, I don't know where my brain wasn't working there for a moment. But you can save 15% there doing that. Also on my website, we have the Legacy freeze-dried food. So again, you go to preppernurse1.com. You will see store. You click on store, it'll drop down. It'll say Legacy. You click on Legacy, and what we have available at the website is there. Definitely take advantage of that as well. And you know, 25-year shelf life, GMO-free, gluten options available. It is vegan. Beef option and chicken options are available to buy separately. Largest portion size of any of the other freeze-dried food companies. Okay. So remember, guys, we are all in this together. We are one race called the human race. People need to remember that. We all bleed red, so we need to be thinking about that ahead of time. Number 2, hug and kiss the ones you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life, so it's really important that we tell the people that we care about every day how we feel. Last but not least, STD, step thing in day. One step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you are trying to do, whatever you are trying to accomplish, you can do it. The only one that is going to stop you from reaching those goals is you. That's it. Nobody else can stop you. Stay positive, stay away from the negativity, and you're going to be just fine. Think about this video. Really, really, please think about it, okay? Again, I literally take zero pleasure in doing what I had to do today. None. It doesn't bother me, of course it does. But, again, who's the one? Who's the one willing to do what's necessary? Think about those things. Because there's a time coming. There is a time coming. Alright folks, I will see you all tonight for the live stream. Prepper Nurse 1, out for now. What do you think, Maxie?